Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Megan.
I'm Grandpa.
And we're some of the Veggie boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. Yeah, that cold hit me right away. I guess I have to be pretty careful this morning walking down the farm market. It's a sheet of ice out here. Here on the farm, we're in the same boat as a lot of other people here in the Northeast and across the country that got hit by that nor'easter that just came through. And although we didn't get any snow, we got a lot of ice. I haven't seen too many people driving around this morning. There's about a ½ inch of ice sitting on our parking lot. And I don't think it's gonna get much warmer than freezing today. So I don't know how well this is all gonna thaw out, but there is a lot of ice. Now, the crazy thing about all this ice is that it's not gonna thaw easily. And the reason for that is because it's gonna continuously get colder through the day. Like right now is the warmest it's gonna be this morning, which is a little concerning because people are gonna have a hard time dealing with this morning. And as it starts to get colder, everything that's not frozen is just gonna refreeze again. So the first thing we've got going on this morning is we are working on setting up the farm market, and some of the girls have already showed up. They're working on sanitizing everything this morning. Megan's been wiping counters off and helping clean carts. Mom has been cleaning carts, and I've been working on setting some stuff up. Mom, serious question. Is it even worth it to be open on a day like this where it's so icy?
The neighbors are gonna be here, Andrew.
Sometimes you try and reason with yourself like it's not even worth it to be open on a day like this. But then you also have to remember you got customers relying on you, because if they need something, they know that we'll be open. There might have been a more efficient way to do this, but we only had to throw down a few scoopfuls, so we got our de-icer thrown down now. We've actually had a few customers show up already this morning, and yes, they were all locals. So it's a good thing we opened up. I don't know what I was thinking. I just walked over here to go down the hill. I'm not going down that hill today. Daniel was just checking and seeing if he could break off some of this top layer of ice, and it's being pretty stubborn. This is the best way to scrape your driveway. Have your son do it while you drink a coffee.
Well, I got out of bed in the morning and get to work, so I'm on coffee break already. My kids don't get out of bed in the morning, so they don't get coffee break till lunchtime.
Along with feeding this morning, we're trying to make sure everybody has the proper amount of bedding. As we mentioned earlier, it is going to be getting colder throughout the day, and it is still raining, so we don't want the cows getting wet and not having somewhere dry to lay down. job. I feel comfortable in these pens because we've raised all of these cattle from calves, but you still have to be careful. They are big animals and they can cause you a lot of pain really quick, especially when they think they're playing with you. I haven't fed grain yet because we haven't finished bedding everybody up. I like to feed grain after we bed up so that everyone calms down. When we put that new bedding in, everybody just gets so excited and they run around. And when we put the grain in, it helps to calm them down so that they don't hurt each other or themselves. I've been watching the gate out there to make sure no cattle escape. Dad fed up here just so we can kind of keep the cattle out of Daniel's way as he's bedding up. The only place we have to feed yet is these feeders out here, but we're not going to do that until Daniel finishes driving back and forth. Watching the gate isn't the most fun job, but you do it wrong once and everyone reminds you about it. Just trust me. Trust me, not that I've done it, but someone else has done it. As Grandpa and I are sitting here, we can definitely tell it's starting to get colder out. You can feel it in the air. Just working in it, you can tell it's getting colder, but as you stand still like this, you can really tell.
I might have to zip my jacket up.
Can you even zip that jacket over that belly?
This is what keeps me warm.
What happened here? You're losing your skill. That whistle wasn't even loud. This is one of the few times where this door opens up. We dump sawdust in here. Fortunately, the second we close this, it warms right back up in here. So it doesn't affect the calves too much when we open it. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, why don't you put all of this in a container so that it's not all over the floor? Well, the reason why we put it here is to stop any draft from the door. So it kind of acts as an insulation and we can use it for bedding up the calves. Dad had already taken care of the calves, so they are finished, and now all of the other cattle is finished. We just got all of the eggs collected. We also put some straw in there just to make sure they had enough bedding. We also like to take straw and put it in the nest just so they're a little more comfortable as they're laying. Also, when you put new straw in the nest, it helps to keep the eggs clean, and clean eggs is really good for us. What's up, boss? I'm doing well, how are you? If you think it's time to start planting, we got some issues. Since we're gonna be dealing with this weather for, did Dad take his keys? Come on, Brian! I can't even warm up the truck. Never mind, now I know what's going on, we're taking the van. Since it's not gonna warm up, we're gonna go pick up some more de-icer because everything that we thawed out, well, it's just gonna freeze again. And we also need to go to the wholesaler and pick up some produce. So we're gonna be getting de-icer and produce. We just arrived at the wholesaler, and normally when we're picking up produce, we bring the truck. But as you guys know, it's pretty nasty outside, and we don't wanna tarp everything and deal with the cold, so we're just gonna put it in the van. And this is our order right here, so we'll just offload it right into the van. Careful, it's slick there, okay? I don't want to have you fall on camera, that would be too funny. Now there's a big discount because we loaded everything ourselves, right?
I helped you.
Oh, damn, no! It is starting to sleet and turn into snow. So we're gonna head home before it gets bad.
And it's only a half an hour to lunchtime. It takes a half an hour to get home. We have 4 minutes to spare. Oh, 3 minutes to spare. Just got home, 3 minutes to spare. That stuff did break it up a little bit.
What are we having for lunch today?
Veggie Funko made vegetable soup,
Ooh.
and we're having hot dogs.
I like vegetable soup and hot dogs. Good combination. Who's down for lunch? Who's down for lunch? Say, I'm down for lunch. Say, I'm down for lunch. We just finished off our lunch. We don't have really any work planned for the afternoon. The only thing we had planned to do is basically try and scoop off some of this top layer of ice. We had gone through and thrown de-icer down, and that's done a good job at peeling up some spots, but we're just gonna try and take that top layer of ice off. We don't know how well it's gonna work. We'll just have to wait and see. I just came out of the house. I was doing some work on the computer. The driveway iced right back up. And it's only gonna get worse as the day goes on, so we're just gonna try and take care of ourselves and go slow. And now, since it is getting later, it's the perfect time to come outside and get the animals finished for the night.
You should probably collect the eggs tonight. It's gonna get really cold.
Daniel turned around. I think he's gonna collect the eggs. Dad is going over to feed calves, and I'm gonna feed the outside cattle. Don't slip with that water. If you dump it all over yourself, that would be terrible. What are you doing out here? You're not supposed to be out here. Come on. Come on. The weather was supposed to let up and it was just gonna be cold, but now it started snowing, and I don't know how long it's gonna snow for. I don't know if the storm moved up a little bit and we're gonna get hit with a little bit more, or what happened. So we don't do this too often, but we are closing the store just a tiny bit earlier because we haven't had a customer in like an hour and a half. And the roads are terrible, so we don't think anybody else is coming out. Now, because we're closing early, if for some reason one of the local customers comes and sees that we are closed up, oh, a customer just pulled in the driveway. That could not have been timed any better. It's the neighbor Bill. That's what the problem is. Our neighbor Bill would tell you himself, if he showed up and we were closed, he'd just call us and then we'd have to come down and take care of him. So that's basically what all the locals know. If we are closed and they just give us a call, we'll take care of them. Now, the funny thing, it is date night tonight. My family's getting pizza, and I know Lauren and I believe, Lauren wants penne alla vodka. So I think there's a local restaurant that makes penne alla vodka. I'm gonna get that for her. You gotta take care of the Veggie girls. They deserve it. They work hard. That snow we just got wasn't enough to completely cover everything, but it did put a dusting layer over this ice. Fortunately for us today, we didn't have to work out in this weather too long, just taking care of the animals. I hate days where I have to work out in the cold. I do enjoy it when the weather is a little on the cooler side. Like, I don't mind the cold, but I just don't like working in it. As I mentioned before, it is date night, guys, so this is where we're gonna be ending the video. I would like to thank everybody for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!